Hi everyone.
What's your overall assessment?
Obviously we're disappointed not to get anything from the game. I think the assessment is United clearly dominated the opening stages. The early exchanges were then with the ball. We rode our luck a little bit. Thomas Kaminski made a couple of cracking saves, did his job, but did it very, very well, as I've been saying. I think, for Luton Town, I think for a lot of teams, not everyone, but a lot of teams, you come to Old Trafford, you need your goalkeeper at times. So it's really important to us to be in the game as we were at half-time, 0-0. That being said, we retained a little bit of a threat and grew into that half. I think Carlton had a good header, a good opportunity, good save, one or two moments from set pieces, but 0-0 at half-time we were pleased with. We adjusted one or two things. I thought the second half performance then, in terms of possession and bravery with the ball, then it was almost level. And for us to be doing that here at Manchester United is pretty special. It shows that we're building and progressing, in the most difficult league on the biggest stage. There's a lot to be proud of for different reasons, first half and second half. I think when we have more of the ball, then they get more numbers back, and it's harder for us to break them down and speed the game up and create chances. So that's good for us to be able to get a little bit of control, but then harder to create. Disappointed with how we conceded the goal. Ultimately, that's what's cost us. Coming in here now and talking about a moment, a set piece, a second or third phase, dropping to Lindelof, where we've got to be still touch tight, aware of people. When the ball's somewhere else, it could drop to anyone, and we've got to make sure in those chaotic moments we just deal with that. If we had done, we could be talking about another brilliant point. But we've seen a really good performance and showed that we can compete again with a huge football club on a big stage.
In terms of the Luton story and how brilliant it is that you're here, but then for Jordan to come on and make his Premier League debut at Manchester United against Old Trafford, given the career he's had and some of the clubs that are on his CV, including Hyde United, from a personal perspective, what's that like for him?
I think it's incredible, but Jordan, he's a Premier League footballer, and just because of the journey he's had, it is modest, I think, but see the level that he was performing at in the Championship last year, what he did at Wembley. It's just such a shame that we've been missing him for this long. Yeah, really important player for us, brilliant human being, someone who can play in a number of different positions and tactically very good, because we're going to need that. That's why we've recruited people who can play in 2 or 3 different positions, because we've got to be flexible and be able to adapt, and we've shown we have. So really pleased for Jordan. We got a good number of lads who've got quite a good story and performing well in the Premier League now, and I think hopefully it gives a lot of hope to people out there maybe who've still got aspirations of playing at this level, and people who dream or believe they can be there. Look at some of our lads, and they're showing it now. They're living it and competing very well.
There's a break now, obviously, but do you look at the season in phases, and if so, are you kind of where you thought you'd be and where you want to be?
Well, I want to be with more points. I want more points, but in terms of where we are, we're in the fight that we thought we would be in. Everyone probably thought we were going to be in that, but I think maybe, not maybe, we are progressing and improving in the way I hoped. I think we learnt pretty quickly after the first 2 games, and then since then I think we've been harder to beat. We've been in a lot of games, could potentially have had 1 or 2 more points than what we've actually taken, especially at home. So what I'm seeing is a team that are really committed. They're improving. They're working very, very hard for each other. They're a team that fight to the very end. Today we're still pushing. All right, we didn't create any big chances, but we're still putting the ball in the box and still trying to find an equaliser here at United when they're seeing the game out. So I'm seeing a lot of good things. What we've got to do is now put that into points. So what we can concentrate on is the performance, and the performances in the main they've been really good. They have, because we're giving a lot away. We are. We're fighting really hard. I think the players are showing that they're tactically aware. They can adapt in game, and I think what they've shown in the last 2 games against 2 giants of football, that we've got some good players as well. We showed that last week against Liverpool. We've shown it again today. I think, especially in that second half, with how brave we were. People talk about how Luton play. We weren't direct. We were good with the ball. We looked to try and create some overloads and try to have some control in the game as well. So I think we're improving and building the way I would like us to be, but I would like us to have more points.
Is this as good as, given your resources or your lack of resources, is this as good good as it, a performance you could put in, i.e. that you defended very well, you could have had the header, could have gone in, you could, they had a, you weren't thrashed, it wasn't a 4-0 or 5-0, you come away with say, a point against Liverpool, and narrow defeat against Manchester United. This is kind of a good little team. Your lack of wages.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we know we're giving a lot away. This is one of the biggest clubs in the world, and you know we're a newly promoted team. So I've said this before, we were a relatively small team in the Championship as well. So today was always going to be a mountain for us to climb to get something from the game. We were going to have to be excellent. United a little bit off it, and we nearly did. But I don't want to accept that, and I don't want to just say that, settle for coming away with a narrow loss and we take something from it. I want to take points, and the players want to as well. We were disappointed in that dressing room. We were flat after the game because we believed that we can, and if it wasn't for one moment where we've just switched off, where again in a chaotic sort of scramble, we could have been coming away again with something. But again, I don't think it's great to get something from Liverpool. Performance was good. It wasn't that we had to get something from Manchester United away. We know we need to get more points, but there probably is other games that we can target a little bit more. But that being said, I go into every game believing that we can win or we can get something from it. But it's just a huge challenge in the Premier League. It's so difficult. It is. The players are really good. I know this club are in a bit of a difficult moment, but they've still got world-class players. The expectation was on them today. They credit to them. They won the game, and they had more chances and more of the ball than us. But we fought really, really hard and showed a lot of good qualities.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone.